Does it feel great to kind of have this become like a full circle moment here? You know, there's this might be your last fight. You had your first fight over in the Bronx, you know, back in the bad old days when it wasn't actually legal here, you know, like is there kind of symmetry here?
No, absolutely, man. You know, 17 years ago, driving up here and fighting some guy with no rules fight, headbutt the guy, and then get to finish it at the most famous arena in the world is definitely full circle.
You made $60 off that fight, correct?
160. I got $10 for every person that bought a ticket, so I had 16 people in the crowd.
What did you do with that money?
Oh man, I don't know. I probably bought some beer or something like that.
What do you do after this one?
Go home and hang out with my family. You know, have a cheeseburger.
What do you get on a cheeseburger? First off, what are we looking at here?
I mean, I'm down with try anything, but you know, the classic is just some pickles and mustard and cheese and ketchup. I'm good to go.
How many people are coming out to this fight?
I'm sure I'm having a bunch, but you know, the people that a lot of people that were in the crowd in that Bronx fight will also be in the crowd here. That's what means more.
And when you look back, kind of, you know, at the body of work you've had, you know, what do you take away with you when that day comes, where it is in the past?
Yeah, I'm proud. I look back and I'm proud of how I approach this game, how I prepared for everything, how I represented myself, represented my team, my family. I'm definitely all good things.
Frankie, right here. What was your reaction when Chris's name was presented to you? A lot of people assumed that maybe you'd get like someone like Dominic Cruz or something like that on your way out. But when they presented Chris Gutierrez, did you have any feelings about it?
It didn't matter to me. You know, I remember when they were trying to figure out opponents, I told Mark and Ali, I said, I don't care who it is. You don't just tell me who I'm fighting. And that was it. The opponent's a byproduct of this for me at this point.
So when after you signed the contract and everything, you went back and watched his fights. Did anything stand out to you about him? Besides, obviously, he has the big leg kicks and everything, but what do you make of his skill set? Yeah,
he's unpredictable, a little unorthodox, and I mean, he's on a streak. I think a 7-fight win streak, so his confidence is going to be through the roof, and he knows he's got a great opportunity at his hand.
Well, looking at his career, he made his debut, and you had already dropped back to featherweight. Like, your lightweight days were behind you when he made his pro debut. So when did Chris actually get on your radar as a fighter?
Like 8 weeks ago.
And I've been asking all the fighters here about, like, this might be your last fight and everything, and they all have, like, glowing things to say, like, it's an honor just to be on this card with you. They all talk about your Gray Maynard fights. Moicano's, like, talked a lot about your Sean Shirk fight. So when you're seeing all these fighters, are they coming up to you and talking to you, because they all seem to be just massive fans of you?
Yeah, no, I'm definitely getting a lot of love, and that's awesome because I'm fans of all these guys. You know, I sit on the couch every Saturday night, watch these guys put on these amazing performances. Our sport's in good hands.
Did you have any conversations with your kids before this fight, or would you make that decision like this is going to be my last fight, regardless of what they say?
No, we talked about it. You know, my sons are kind of old enough now to get it a little bit, and yeah, they were definitely part of the process.
And finally, unrelated to this fight, do you have any thoughts on the main event between Israel and Alex?
I'm just excited to see it pan out. You know, obviously I'm focused on my fight, but it'll be nice that they're after me and I get to really chill and watch it out.
Frankie, can you say with definitive statement that this will be the last fight, or do you leave anything open to the future?
This is my last UFC fight, MMA fight for sure. I'm most likely 100% it's my last fight, but if like there's some boxing, maybe Pacquiao wants to do an exhibition. I know he's doing exhibitions now. I could be open to something crazy like that, but it'd have to be a really, really good one.
Yeah, so how much, as you go through this process, sitting up there being like final media day, final weight cut, final walk out to the cage, can you think about that stuff in the moment, or does that throw you off the task at hand?
No, I'm definitely thinking of it. It's all real. Like I was like just saying that to my teammates, like, wow, this is the last, Monday I'll be at Ricardo Almeida's for jiu-jitsu preparing for a fight. But again, the fight is the sole focus.
Yeah, and how many people have, whether it's like fellow fighters, managers, UFC staff, have kind of been coming up to you and showing their appreciation behind the scenes?
Yeah,
you just got here. Yeah,
I've been getting nothing but love, man. It feels good, and it just goes that I've been doing things the right way my whole career.
And if this fight goes past a round, you'll be the first fighter in UFC history with 8 hours of cage time in there. Is it kind of remarkable to think that you've spent 8 hours of your life, in that octagon?
It's only a work day, man. Shit, I did all right for just one work day,
just
right?
one shift, right? There you go. Thank you. Appreciate it, Frankie.
Frankie, just here. When did you come to the decision that this would be the last fight?
Sometime in the summertime. I had after my fight last year in the Garden. I wasn't really sure what I was going to do. I got a surgery, and my body started feeling pretty good. I got some consistent training in. I heard they're coming back to New York in November, and I just thought, timing was perfect, and, why not finish it here in the Garden?
And we've seen in the past, most recently, like Donald Cerrone retired, but keeping it to themselves and not actually announcing it to anyone until the time. What made you actually want to be vocal about retiring for this one?
I originally thought I would never retire, or at least say it. I was just going to walk away. That's kind of how I wanted to do it. I'm not really an attention guy. I'm not really looking for any shout outs or anything like that. But this is the way to hold myself accountable. If I say something, I usually stick to it.
And when you look at your career, what are the standout moments for you?
I mean, if I got to pick one, it's winning the title against BJ Penn. I've been in athletics for since I was 10 years old, and always striving to be the best at that. And I don't think I ever accomplished it until I won that title. So that always stands out to me.